From the heart of Wayne County, this is Wayne Goldsboro Television, Goldsboro, North Carolina.
Today is Thursday. It is the 24th of the month of March, right?
Yes.
All right. What, did I say something funny?
No, I was making sure I had my mic on.
Oh, yeah, let's make sure you have your mic on, all right? Okay, anyway, today is the 24th. It's Thursday. And you know what? Tomorrow is Good Friday. We will not be here. We will have a best of program, if we can find a best of anything program.
Good luck.
Good luck with that. But we'll be back with you Monday. But today is the day that we talk about Thursday and things going on Thursday. For instance, the medicine drop, Operation Medicine Drop this afternoon at 2 to 4 p.m. Take your outdated medications and pharmaceuticals to Wayne Community College and drop them off. If they're outdated, chances are they're just not safe. So you need to look out for yourself and your family and get rid of that old, outdated medication. Today, 2 to 4 p.m., Operation Medicine Drop at Wayne Community College.
And you know, a good thing that we've pointed out several times leading up to today's show is it's not safe to flush them down the toilet or to throw them in the trash can. Now, if you're worried about somebody finding out your personal information, do not worry. This Operation Medicine Drop, this is what they do, and they do it very, very well. They will ensure that your personal information is not exposed to anyone. However, they do need to know what the medication is. So let them take care of taking your information out of it. They have a special way they're going to mark off your personal information, but they need to know what the medication is because it may have to be handled differently.
That's right.
So this is a bigger deal than I think most people realize. I know there's the thought that, if that medication's expired, it's still good for a couple of more months. You know, you need to err on the side of caution. They put an expiration date on it for a reason. Don't take expired medication. Don't take other people's medications.
Oh, yeah.
And make sure they're disposed of properly.
Plus, and again, they do need to know what's in it, so make sure that it's in its original container, and they will incinerate the medication and the container all in one fell swoop. They will mark off your name so that there's no identifying marks on the bottle or on the medication, so they will get rid of that for you. Don't worry about that information getting out to anyone. There you go.
That's right. And also this evening we are going to be together at the North Carolina Community Credit Union for the Business After Hours. We are a week off on this, and we mentioned earlier in the week that the reason for that is that last week, which would have been the Business After Hours, is when the community was hosting the North Carolina Main Street Conference and that beautiful flyover from Seymour Johnson Air Force Base for the dedication downtown. So we are a community that we're not going to compete for everybody's attention. We're going to share the wealth, and it was so nice for everybody to be downtown for that special evening, and we hope you can be at the credit union on Ash Street from 5:30 to 7 today.
And there you go. Now, if you have pets, dogs or cats in particular, they need to have their rabies shots. And coming up April 23rd, for $10, you can get your pet vaccinated with a rabies shot. April 23rd, 2 locations. That's a Saturday in the morning at Eastern Wayne High School and in the afternoon at Southern Wayne High School for only $10. Every dog or cat in Wayne County over 4 months of age will have or shall have the animal vaccinated against rabies. Any animal receiving its first rabies vaccine shall receive another dose 1 year later, and then after that every 3 years. If you can't make it on the 23rd, you can make it on the 30th. The 30th in the morning at Grantham School, and the 30th in the afternoon at Old Pikeville School, the Old Pikeville School building in the afternoon. And again, it's only $10 per, all right, per dog or cat.
And this is sponsored by the great county of Wayne. Just $10. It's a needed thing, and certainly a wonderful opportunity at a great price.
And today's trivia question, the category is the Rockies. Not the Rockettes, they dance. This is the Rockies, they grow. We're talking about the mountains here. Located in the Rocky Mountains, what is the line in the United States that marks whether water flows toward the Atlantic or the Pacific? There's a very specific line that has a name at the very tip top of the Rocky Mountains. And it's there, and it's called what?
Good question.
Call now, 555-555-555-5551. Better yet, don't. We're going to go to our interviews. Is that okay? Can we do that?
Great.
We're going to go to our interviews. We'll be back. Today we're talking with Selena Bennett of Communities in Schools. And how are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Great to have you with us.
Thank you so much
And
for having me back.
You always bring such good information and a lot of it. So what's
do.
going on with Communities in Schools today?
Well, we can start in a number of different directions.
Okay.
So do you want to talk about food first?
Are you kidding? Yeah.
Well, Great Harvest,
Yes.
which is located at what I call the old Sunrise Shopping Center.
That's what I call it.
They have chosen Communities in Schools to be the nonprofit of the month.
Really? Well,
And
congratulations.
I have brought a flyer with me
All right.
to advertise for Great Harvest. And the reason that this is so important to us is anybody that goes in during the month of March
Mm-hmm.
and purchases a honey whole wheat product, which could be honey whole wheat bread, or they have the most adorable honey bunnies for Easter.
Honey
which are
bunnies.
honey bunnies,
Okay.
and they're made out of honey whole wheat bread, and they're
Right.
shaped like little Easter bunnies.
Okay.
You can purchase a little bunny or a large bunny,
Uh-huh.
but 15% of all of the proceeds from the honey whole wheat products, the month of March, go towards a donation for Communities in Schools.
So it's just not for the couple of days of Easter. It's for
It's for the entire
whatever's-
month of
whatever's left
March.
in March. Okay.
So we want people, March, fortunately for us, is a long month.
Yes.
So I
31
get
days.
almost an extra week.
Well, congratulations.
So,
That's
it
wonderful.
could not have been better for us. So we want people to go to Great Harvest
Mm-hmm.
and support their business and support Communities in Schools.
Absolutely.
And I think that's just a great example of how businesses in this community work so hard to help nonprofits and to help other organizations become successful.
Great.
And that leads me to the next point, which is fundraising. Again,
Okay.
we have our annual fundraiser coming up, April the 15th.
Right.
And this is your invitation in case you lost the first one.
I didn't
want to
lose
be
the
sure.
first one, but I'll take two.
I want
You know, one
to
for
be
each
sure
hand.
you have one.
Okay.
This will be April the 15th
Right.
at the Terrace Room, downtown Goldsboro, from 6 until 9 o'clock.
That's right.
And we're having cocktails and hors d'oeuvres,
Mm-hmm.
piano music, silent auction, and a raffle. So I want people to come and bring their checkbook.
Oh, yeah.
Now the price of tickets is very reasonable, $30 a person.
Right.
$60 a couple, and the reason we keep the price low is because we want you to come in and enjoy it and feel that you can afford to write another check while you are there on some of the wonderful items that we have.
Oh, I like that. I like that reasoning there.
I
Now, so
thought
it's
you would like that.
30 bucks a person, 60 per couple.
That's right.
And with that, of course, they get dinner.
It's not dinner,
not
it's,
dinner.
it's,
Hors
it's,
d'oeuvres.
it's hors d'oeuvres.
Heavy hors d'oeuvres.
Heavy hors d'oeuvres.
8 or 10 pounds at least.
We hope not to gain that much in one night, but anyway, it will be worth your while, I can promise you that.
Okay.
And this is our annual fundraiser. The past 2 years we had it at Judith McMillan's home,
Right.
but we've moved it downtown to the Terrace Room this year. It's a great opportunity now that we're finished with all of the streetscape and the construction, and downtown is beautiful for an event like this.
And they have refurbished the terrace room.
Yes, they have.
It's beautiful.
And the staff at the Terrace Room, they have been wonderful to work with. So we're looking forward to this. And it's not too late for either individuals or businesses who want to be a sponsor. In fact, I brought a list of the sponsors that we have up to date. We have 3 different levels of sponsorship.
Okay.
$500, which is our silver level, $250, which is our bronze, and $100, which is our professional level.
Okay.
And so far we have 3 silver sponsors.
Okay.
We have the Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority,
Right.
Mount Olive Pickle Company, and we have Sleep In and Suites at the $500 level.
Wow. That's nice.
Then at the $250 level, we have Brewer Insurance from Mount Olive.
Sure.
We have E.J. Pope and Son. We have Seeger's Fence Company. And we have Hathcock, Barfield, Holtz, and Kinsey Law Firm.
I know those guys too.
And Lantern Inn.
Really?
And Lantern Inn.
Lantern Inn, a great place to eat.
And then our professional level, we have the Whalen Foundation from Mount Olive.
Right.
Easy Bait and Tackle.
Oh yeah, I know those guys.
We have Everett Womble Lawrence Law Firm.
Sure.
The Goldsboro Junior Women's Club.
Right.
Kiwanis Club of Goldsboro. Jean and Suzanne Jackson. Selena and Gordon Bennett, and we have Wayne Realty Commercial.
Outstanding.
So our list is growing, and it is not too late. If anybody would like to be added to this sponsorship level list, and if they want to do more than 500, I will create their own level and let them designate their special name.
That's nice. You're just going to give it to them.
I will work with them. Anybody that wants to donate to this cause, because this programming, all the money stays here. We do not have to send any money to our national or state organizations.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
The money is kept here in Wayne County, and it is for program support for the teen court program that we operate, as well as for the programming that we have in 6 schools.
Okay. That's wonderful. So it all yes, there's more?
And there's more.
Get out of here, really?
That leads up to the important numbers from our impact report from last year.
Okay, well, all right.
See, I'm so glad you called me in this week because we just received our big report based on the work that we did in 2014-15. We are typically a year behind in the data that we generate because our data goes to RTI International, which is a third-party evaluation firm. They look at the data that we submit to our state and national office, and they verify it. So that we're not just saying we served 400 children last year. They have to go in and dig through our data management programming and determine that, yes, we did what we said we did.
That's an unbiased opinion. They get all this information together.
That's exactly right.
And then they make that decision.
So last year we reached over 4,000 kids in the programs that we provided here in Wayne County Public Schools.
Selena, that's wonderful.
Well, and even more wonderful than that.
There's more wonderful than
more wonderfuler than that.
That would be wonderfuler.
Yes, it would.
That's exactly right.
100% of the kids, the seniors that we worked with who were at risk of dropping out of school, 100% of those seniors graduated. Of the communities and schools seniors that we worked with. Now, we know that there are some kids that unfortunately did not graduate. But of the ones that were assigned to our caseload that we case managed and worked with. So that was tremendous.
Every single one of them graduated.
Every single one of the ones that we were involved with graduated.
That's pretty impressive.
That is very impressive. 96% of the students at all grade levels that we worked with were promoted to the next grade.
Really?
Yes, 96%. And we also set 3 other goals with our students. We set attendance goals, we set behavior goals, and we set academic goals. Our academics, 91% of the kids that we worked with showed an improvement in academics.
Wow.
95% improved their behavior, and 93% met their attendance goal. So we felt so good about last year's results, and I'm going to leave you a copy of this because I'm sure you will want to share that again.
I want to share it again. I want to read over it as well. This is very impressive.
It's a lot of work. It is a lot.
Oh, I know. It's obvious. A lot of work.
There is a lot that goes into that, and there's some other data on this report of course, we have 15 board members, 15 very dedicated board members. We have approximately 100 volunteers that worked with us last year, either through Teen Court or through our school programs. And of those 100 volunteers, approximately 2,600 hours of volunteer time was given to the Communities in Schools program.
Wow.
So we go the whole gamut from businesses that are willing to do things for us financially and include us in their sales, to sponsorships for fundraisers, to people who can volunteer their time. So when I speak to a group, I tell them it's just like church. You can give me your time or your talents. We are happy to get any gift that you are willing to contribute to our programs.
Wow.
Because it's all for the good of our students, and in the end, the payback is we want kids to graduate from high school. We want them to continue their education, and we want them to give back to this community.
You said 91%, was that 91%?
Improve their academic goals.
Exactly. And is that the number right there that is
The
91% of that?
The 91% would come from another figure. We served one-on-one case managed 448 students.
Wow.
The 4,000 number is the students that we touched either through school supplies, through what we call Tier 1 services, which is a much broader range of services, because we offer 3 levels of services.
Yeah.
But the students that we case managed, that we followed and tracked on a daily, sometimes an hourly, or a weekly basis, that was the 448.
448. That's
Yes.
a lot of students there.
That when you look at 400, almost 450 students within a county that we were able to make a tremendous impact on. In fact, Eric Hall, who is our state president, there was a quote in a report that he released just this week, and he said, "CIS students are powering our future. Challenged by barriers that many of us cannot imagine, our students are achieving, and they're moving on to become contributors to our communities and our state."
All right, well, let me ask you a couple of questions here. Who are these students? Who are they? From where do they come? These are not your A+ and B+ students.
They can be.
But they don't start out that way.
No, they don't. They are students that, for whatever reason, are falling through the cracks. It might be a student that just does not have either the academic or the economic support from home. Many of these students come from homes where there are generations of poverty, generations of challenges, different kinds of abuse. It could be a home where they have had parents or older siblings that have been incarcerated. Maybe there has been drug addiction in the home, alcohol addiction, and all of those things affect these children.
Well, what I see is without the intervention from Communities in Schools, these youngsters would be heading down the wrong path.
Well, and it's not something that we are doing alone, because everything that we do is a cooperative and a collaborative effort with the Wayne County Public School System.
Right.
When they invite us into a school, we are working as part of their team. The leadership team in each of our 6 schools shares with us the students that they feel like we can really help them to impact in the way that we work. Because we do have a proven model of working with kids, and that's based on providing wraparound services to help students.
All right. We're out of time, but wow.
Do you need to know anything else today?
Today I don't have time for it, I'm sorry. But that's a lot of information.
That is a lot of information.
My poor head can only take so much in there at a
Well,
time, you know?
but I'll tell you one more thing.
What's that? All right,
if
real quick.
anybody wants the ticket for our Have a Heart,
Yeah?
You can email me.
Yeah.
You can call me. You can just send a check to 308 North William Street, Goldsboro 27530.
That works.
And I will mail the tickets to you. So, you know, if you want to come by the office or you want to call me, we can make sure you get tickets to this event.
Well, you're in the Chamber of Commerce building.
Upstairs at the Chamber of Commerce.
And that telephone number is?
That telephone number is 919-735-1432.
All right, Selena Bennett of Communities in Schools doing an amazing job here, working with our future leaders, would you say?
Yes, they are our future leaders, and they are going to be the backbone of this community.
All right, Selena, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay. Today we're at the Wayne County Public Library, and Donna Phillips, director here. Donna, we've been entertained, if you will, by several people, local folks, who have come in to, let's start this whole thing over again in 5,
Okay.
4, 3, 2, 1. Today we're at the Wayne County Public Library talking with director Donna Phillips. And Donna, this is Poetry Month, I believe.
It is. April is National Poetry Month.
And as a result of that, you have asked several people to come in and read their favorite poem.
That's right. This year, Wayne County Reads' theme is poetry. We're calling Wayne County Reads project this year Passionate for Poetry.
Oh, boy.
And so what better way than to invite the community to come out the whole month of April and to share a poem that they're passionate about.
Wonderful. Let's get an example right now. Thank you.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Steve Parr with United Way, and I'm here to read a poem by Robert Frost titled The Road Not Taken. 2 roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both and be one traveler. Long I stood and looked down one as far as I could to where it bent in the underwood. Then took the other, just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear. Though as for that, the passing there had warned them really about the same, and both that morning equally lay in leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet, knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence. 2 roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. I am Steve Parr with United Way, having read The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost.
We are back on Wayne Goldsboro Television. Lots of stuff going on. We've got, for instance,
Throwing papers.
we're throwing papers.
Throwing
There's a reason for that.
papers.
I like to see it fly. Coming up,
Come on.
we've got new hours at the Mount Olive Library, the Steele Memorial Library's newest hours now, and this begins soon.
Soon.
Oh, it begins soon. New hours, you can go to the Wayne County Public Library, wcpl.org, and get those new hours. But I want to tell you about the book sale. We got a book sale. Oh, yeah. Friends of the Library having their big book sale coming up beginning March 29th for the Friends of the Library from 5 till 8 p.m. And then the next day it's open to the public. The public can attend Friends of the Library at... this is Mount Olive, right, Pam? This is all over the place. This is Goldsboro, right? 1001 East Ash Street, 1001 East Ash Street, the Friends of the Library, having their Friends of the Library book sale at the Ash Street location of the Goldsboro Public Library. Tuesday night on the 29th from 5 till 8 p.m. for the Friends of the Library, and then the following day, March 30th, from 9 till 5 for the public. March 31st from noon till 6 p.m. April 1st for everybody. Then everybody can also go April 1st, that's a Friday, from noon till 5 p.m. And then Saturday, April 2nd, from 9 till 5 p.m., the Friends of the Library book sale. And that's always a lot of fun.
It is incredible the amount of books that they've got in.
I know.
And the price is right.
Price is right.
The price is right.
If you're a reader.
If yeah, you can go spend half a day in there looking at some of these books. Also coming up on Friday, April the 8th,
yes.
So very, very soon,
yes.
The Wayne County Chamber of Commerce will host the annual Eggs and Issues Legislative Breakfast.
Really?
So
oh boy.
This event is certainly a community favorite. It's an opportunity where we hear from our elected officials who are representing us in Raleigh. You will hear from your 2 senators and your 3 representatives. They go back into session full-time April 25th, so we're going to catch them before they go back into the session. This year it's a short session. Last year, many of you remember, it was quite a long session. We're going to be talking about some very important things that for the state and certainly how they're going to affect Wayne County. And we always touch on education. We touch on military. We touch on small business. We talk about Medicaid reform. So it's a great opportunity for you as a community member to come out and hear from your legislators. They're working very hard for our community. They want to hear from us, and that's the reoccurring thing we're hearing every single year is we've got a panel discussion. It's set up for Lane Tree that Friday, April 8th at 8 a.m. to 9:30 that morning. If you're a chamber member, it's a discounted price. If you're not a chamber member, it's not a discounted price. You can contact the chamber for more information, but we want to see you there and have this discussion. And it's a great opportunity to have all of our elected officials there who are representing us at the state level in the room to hear from their delegation.
This is one of my favorite events.
It's
I love this.
Truly one of my favorite. I mean, I have a lot of things that the chamber is a part of that I'm like, oh, this is my favorite. This is one of the most important because with anything, be it local issues or state or federal, they need and they want to hear from you. All of your elected officials that will be at this breakfast, they get their cell phone numbers out. And 9 times out of 10, they'll answer. If you call them, obviously if they're tied up in something, but they want to hear from you. Your chamber wants to hear from you. We cannot, we depend on our membership in the community to talk to us about issues, because what we found is if it's an issue for one business, likely it's going to be an issue for others. And if it's a big enough issue of the community, then that's where there's power in numbers and in membership. And it's a wonderful thing, but we need to hear from you. And right now the Wayne County Chamber of Commerce has a survey that's out that will close in the next week and a half. You can go to our website, and we're asking for feedback. You know, we're going to keep plugging along in the direction we're going until somebody says, whoa, 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 have you thought about doing this? Or I would appreciate if my chamber would do this. Or I like it that you do this. Or I really don't like it that you do this. So we're really, I'm begging for some feedback. We hadn't had a whole lot of responses online yet, and I'm hoping that you'll take a few moments to give us some much needed information.
I can relate to all that because I'm usually asking for a feedback myself. Yeah, but that's another story. Anyway, seriously though, the chamber needs your input, and they appreciate all your input.
Need it. We really do, because we can't be better unless we know what the needs are.
Exactly right. Here is the answer to today's trivia question. The category was Rockies. The Rockies, in other words, the Rocky Mountains. There is a line that follows the ridge of the Rocky Mountains, the very tip top of the mountains. And that line, located in the Rocky Mountains, the line marks whether water flows toward the Atlantic Ocean or the Pacific Ocean. In other words, it's up high enough, the water will flow one way or the other. What's that line called? It is called the Continental Divide. That's right. There's also one on the Appalachians as well, but we were looking for the one in the Rockies, the Continental Divide, the Rocky Mountains. All right. That's our trivia question. Is that it?
Very good.
Is that it for today?
Good.
That's it for today.
And tomorrow's what Friday?
Tomorrow's Good Friday, of course. That leads up to Easter, which is this Sunday. So, We'll be back Monday. We hope you're able to attend your places of worship for the Easter this coming Sunday. We will also ask you to join us again Monday morning. We will be here. We'll not be here tomorrow, but we'll be here Monday. Hope you have a great weekend. And until then, I'm Wayne Alley.
And I'm Kate Daniels.
And this is Wayne Goldsboro Television.